Tau Kappa Epsilon's risk management guidelines are broken down into 4 main areas. These areas are alcohol and drugs, hazing, sexual abuse and harassment, and fire health and safety. In this video, we will be reviewing TEAC's alcohol and drug risk management guidelines. There are 10 guidelines pertaining to the use and/or possession of alcohol and drugs. Failing to comply with any of these guidelines may result in disciplinary action, up to and including removal from membership in the fraternity. Also, by violating TEAC's risk management guidelines, you may be excluding yourself from coverage under the fraternity's insurance policy. Guideline 1. The possession, sale, use, or consumption of alcoholic beverages while on chapter premises or during a fraternity event in any situation sponsored or endorsed by the chapter, or at any event an observer would associate with the fraternity, must be in compliance with any and all applicable laws of the state, province, county, city, and institution of higher education, and must comply with either the BYOB or third-party vendor guidelines. It is your responsibility to know and follow any and all laws pertaining to the sale or consumption of alcohol in your area. Additionally, you should review your school's student conduct resources to familiarize yourself with any additional policies that may apply to you. The North American Interfraternity Conference, or NIC, has created 2 programs to help you comply with TEAC's risk management guidelines. These programs, BYOB, or Bring Your Own Beverage, and third-party vendor guidelines can be found at tka.org. Guideline 2. No alcoholic beverages may be purchased through or with chapter funds, nor may the purchase of same for members or guests be undertaken or coordinated by any member in the name or on the behalf of the chapter. The purchase or use of bulk quantities of common sources of alcohol beverage, for example, kegs or cases, is prohibited. Simply put, it is against TEAC's risk management guidelines for any chapter or colony to use fraternity funds to purchase and distribute alcohol. This includes practices like passing the hat and social dues. Also, the use of kegs as a common source of alcohol is strictly prohibited. Guideline 3. Open parties, meaning those with unrestricted access by non-members of the fraternity without specific invitation where alcohol is present, are forbidden. While hosting a social event, you are responsible for your guest safety. One of the easiest ways to control an event is to control who has access to that event. One way to comply with this guideline is to create a guest list prior to the start of your event and do not admit anyone not on the guest list. Guideline 4. No members, collectively or individually, shall purchase for, serve to, or sell alcoholic beverages to any minor, those under the legal drinking age. As I mentioned earlier, you're responsible for knowing and following all laws that pertain to the sale or consumption of alcohol in your area. By purchasing for or providing alcohol to someone under the legal drinking age, you're both breaking the law and violating TEAC's risk management policy. Guideline 5. The possession, sale, or use of any illegal drugs or controlled substances while on chapter premises or during a fraternity event or at any event that an observer would associate with the fraternity is strictly prohibited. Tau Kappa Epsilon does not support or condone the use of illegal drugs or controlled substances. At no time are these items permitted at any fraternity event. Guideline 6. No chapter may co-sponsor an event with an alcohol distributor or tavern, tavern defined as an establishment generating more than half of annual gross sales from alcohol, at which alcohol is given away, sold, or otherwise provided to those present. This includes any event held in, at, or on a property of a tavern as defined above for purposes of fundraising. However, a chapter may rent or use a room or an area in a tavern as defined above for a closed event held with the provisions of this policy, including the use of a third-party vendor and guest list. An event in which alcohol is present may be conducted or co-sponsored with a charitable organization if the event is held within the provisions of this policy. It is against TEAC's risk management guidelines for any chapter or colony to co-sponsor an event with an alcohol distributor or tavern. You can, however, rent or use a private area of a tavern to host a closed event utilizing a third-party vendor. Guideline 7. No chapter may co-sponsor, co-finance, or attend or participate in a function at which alcohol is purchased by any of the host chapters, groups, or organizations. TEAC members are required to adhere to TEAC's risk management guidelines at all times. This includes when partnering with another organization or attending another organization's event. Guideline 8. All recruitment or rush activities associated with any chapter will be non-alcoholic. No recruitment or rush activities associated with any chapter may be held at or in conjunction with a tavern or alcohol distributor as defined in this policy. The decision to join Tau Kappa Epsilon is a serious one. Give it the respect it deserves by keeping your recruitment activities alcohol-free. Guideline 9. No member or pledge, associate, new member, or novice shall permit, tolerate, encourage, or participate in drinking games. The definition of drinking games includes but is not limited to the consumption of shots of alcohol, liquor, or alcoholic beverages, the practice of consuming shots equating to one's age, beer pong, century club, dares, or any other activity involving the consumption of alcohol which involves duress or encouragement related to the consumption of alcohol. At no time are drinking games permitted. These games often focus on creating or encouraging an increased rate and amount of consumption of alcohol. By increasing the rate or amount of alcohol consumed, you also increase the possibility of risky behavior. Guideline 10. No alcohol shall be present at any pledge, associate member, new member, novice program, activity, or ritual of the chapter. This includes, but is not limited to, activities associated with bid night, big brother, big sister night, and initiation. Each step of TEAC's new member process is designed to help the men joining our fraternity learn and understand our values and principles. For this reason, all new member events and fraternity rituals should be alcohol-free. Each of these guidelines is intended to create a safe and healthy environment while still allowing for social interaction that is integral to the TEAC experience. For additional information regarding TEAC's risk management guidelines, you can visit tke.org. Should you have any questions or wish to discuss any of TEAC's risk management guidelines further, you can contact your regional director or a member of the compliance team.